Police and fire units responded to Lost Acres Road at 8:20 this morning on a report of a house fire. On officers' arrival, it's a single-family residence that was fully involved in fire. The resident was able to escape on his own, a very minor hand injury. No other injuries involved. And the firefighting efforts were limited to exterior due to the fact there was what sounded like ammunition and possibly fuel tanks or propane inside the house that was cooking off.
What about ammunition in the house, according to the witness?
Yeah, upon my arrival, it sounded like it was ammunition that was cooking off inside the house, and then a couple larger booms that might have been, say, a propane tank or something.
You said a head injury. Do you think is that related to what exactly happened with this fire?
I don't know. I know he was, EMS looked at him, and I saw he did have a small bandage on a finger.
So when you first heard the pops, kept everybody back because the fear that it was ammunition.
Correct. There was obviously some type of material cooking off in the fire, making a great deal of noise, so we had to keep a safety perimeter, and then the fire department was limited to external operations.
Now the injury, was it before the fire, and is it related to the fire?
I don't know, sir. I just know he was looked at by EMS, and I did see he had a small bandage on one of his hands.
But other than that gentleman seems to be okay?
Yes, he's with the fire marshal right now. They're beginning the investigation down at the scene.
Any other known injuries?
No.
And what's the status of the fire right now? Is it still working on it?
Yes, all the apparatus is still on scene. They're still working.
I see you called in Granby, right across the Massachusetts line. Had to be serious for you to call them in.
Actually, it's very, very common in these smaller towns. They're volunteer fire departments, and they rely on each other for mutual aid very regularly. You'll probably see East Hartland, Berkhamsted, Granville, as you said, East Granby.
Have we located all the ammunition that might have been in the house? Have we isolated
No one's entered it, sir.
Keith McGilvery with Fox 61. Could you speak to whatever challenges may present themselves when we're in a wooded area like this? What does that mean for access?
Well, as you can see, there's no hydrants, so the FD is very adept at setting up these relays. They'll set up a big pool off-site near a large body of water, and then as this truck is doing, we'll shuttle it in constantly. And they'll have a large pool at the scene that they're drawing from.
We had Sky 61 up over the scene just a couple of minutes ago. This property looks fairly gutted. What is your assessment at this point?
I would agree.
So what is your priority moving forward now? It looks like people were out of the property relatively safely. There was one minor injury.
Right, well, the police department's concern is life safety first and foremost. That's why we keep the perimeter back. It sounds like whatever material was cooking is done. I haven't heard anything for a little while. Just maintain traffic until the fire marshal can conduct his investigation.
Use the term cooking. Is that just a police term when we're dealing with ammunition, explosives? Could you explain
It would just be a common term for anything ignited, detonated during a fire, be it a propane tank, a container of kerosene, what have you.
Can you describe the structure at all? Is it new or older?
I don't know how old it is.
So it's a single-family house?
Yeah. I would describe it as a modern log cabin, if I had to use a phrase.
What is the takeaway here for homeowners? You know, I've confirmed this morning there were kerosene tanks in the basement of the property. 4th of July just passed. We tell people not to put their grill equipment near their house. You know, your assessment of what you've learned so far this morning for folks at home?
I did hear the kerosene term on the fire radio. The basement of the house is walkout with a deck on top of it, so I don't know that the kerosene was actually in the house. It might have just simply been in the backyard under the deck.
So the fire, did it happen in the outside log cabin, you said, or did it happen?
I don't know. Again, the fire marshal just entered the scene.
And then forgive me, you may have said this right off the top, but we're on Facebook Live with Fox 61. Do we know what started this at all?
No. Again, the fire marshal is just beginning his investigation.
What's the
I believe it's 125 Lost Acres.
And what time did the call come in?
8:20.
Anything else, guys? What do we forget to ask you? See, you had a lot more information.